Hello everybody. It's been a while since I filmed this wonderful noise with this wonderful light, but this has kind of been the bane of my existence for the last several weeks, ever since this thing roared into my life. So it'll do 5 sets of 5 beeps, and then it'll quiet. And then it'll do 5 sets of 5 more beeps again, and then it'll quiet. And then it'll do it for every 20 minutes. It's gonna rinse and repeat. Why? Why, oh why, did Ford Lincoln decide to put that thing in there? Well, I know why. Is to call out of your attention and preferably get it fixed. But man, I really wish they didn't do that. I really wish that they would just have the light, maybe have it beep once or something, but not do that. All right, so anyway, enough of my preaching. So today, I am going back to 3C Automotive for yet another attempt to get it fixed. So when I was there last time, I was told by a mechanic that the code that it's throwing off is exactly the same what I replaced before, which is the seat belt retention kit. So he's saying that there's probably some kind of, a disconnection on one of the wire connectors or something going on. Sorry, I'm trying to film the gauges, but there's so much sun glare that I don't think you guys can see anything. So I'm gonna try and maybe film more of the street than the gauges. Anyway, so I'm going back there today on a Saturday, just couldn't do it during the week, to get this thing under control. And the goal here is that we're not gonna do the whole wire harness, disassembly and reassembly, because that's gonna cost a lot, and I'm gonna have to leave the car there overnight or something. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask him to check all the connections right here in this assembly, which is actually goes all the way down there. He's probably gonna have to pull the seat out. He's probably gonna have to check everything under the seat and everything that connects from the wire harness to the seat. But besides that, the next step would be, if that doesn't resolve it, is I'm gonna ask him to just remove wires leading up to this beeping thing. There's gotta be some sort of a tiny speaker somewhere in there. I know this car has 2 speakers. One is the one that beeps up front, and that would be for the chimes of, when you leave the keys in the car, when you, what else? For when you open the door, and also for all the little warning things, which is exactly, what I've been hearing for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't even know it anymore. And then there's another one of these little speakers out the back for your backup sensor. So the backup sensor works fine, and that's a different type of beep. So I'm just gonna ask him to disconnect it. I think it's coming out from somewhere down there in this general area. And yeah, I know he's gonna have to take the dash off, but that's still gonna be faster and hopefully cheaper than having to go through every single wire in the wire harness and every single connection leading up to this airbag module thing, which for whatever reason is acting up. So, all right, so I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be washing my windshield, and I'm gonna be following this truck. So, all right, anyway, let's see what comes out of this. So despite all these problems, especially with the light, every time I get on a highway, which is pretty much every day when I come to and from work, 62 miles round trip, and this is actually the same highway that I'm driving on right now, this car sells me every single time. Just as soon as I get behind the wheel, and especially when I get on the highway, everything else disappears because of just how smooth this car is. I know I already filmed it and I already expressed my love for everything, but it's not the hood ornament, it's not the wood on the steering wheel, it's definitely, not the clock, but it's the ride and it's the comfortable seats. Those are the 2 things that sell me on this car every time. And I do have a video about everything I love about this car, but yeah, it's kind of comes with a full package. But if I had to pick, if I had to pick one, it would have to be the ride, especially on the highway. Like in the city, it's okay, but on the highway, like driving right now and hearing only slight wind, man, you can't beat that. And the Lazy Boy that I'm sitting on right now, especially with that extra foam stuffed underneath, this is what automotive dreams are made out of, at least for me. Yeah, I wish it was a bit more modern. Yes, I wish it had some features, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But this is what I'm talking about. And when I arrive wherever it is I'm going, I feel refreshed. This is not a feeling that I ever got from any of the cars. Maybe with the exception of that Buick Lacrosse, although it was getting to the point of where it was trying to be sporty, so it had 19-inch rims with low profile tires on them, so it was trying. It was still, it had like, I think 280 horsepower out of their 3.6, so it was comfortable, don't get me wrong, but it could be more comfortable with smaller rims and beefier tires and that stuff, but that was probably as close as I got. But this, every time, 69 giggity, 70 miles an hour, whatever, just this is what this car was born for. And it's interesting how, going 78 now, I was going 80 just a few seconds ago, how this engine is not stressed at all. I actually can't even hear the engine. What is coming through, the camera speaker is wind noise. I cannot hear the engine in this 14-year-old car. It's not stressed. It's not whining. It's not like the Prius that I drove, to Michigan, that the engine felt like it was about to jump out of its place because it was so stressed and was trying to squeeze every single mile per gallon out of it. No, this thing, look at this. This guy just totally broke my spirit there of cruising. But anyway, yeah, the engine and the transmission, despite the fact that this is a 4-speed or technically 3-speed with an overdrive, it's nothing. How is that even possible? And then when I step on it, yeah, it doesn't make me, it doesn't push me back in my seat, but, overtaking a Camry that's much younger than this, yeah, not a problem at all. And it does it very quietly. I don't even think it downshifted for that. So, whatever this combination of leisurely cruise and sitting comfortably and lack of noise from the engine and the ability to squeeze out, I don't know, 90 miles an hour, 100, I don't know how fast. The fastest I've gone in this thing is around 90 so far. Haven't really had a chance to do that living in a Chicagoland area. So yeah, that's the beauty. That is the beauty. So while my car is being looked at once again to see if the airbag light can be turned off, I couldn't help but to notice this Buick Lacrosse, because it's my car, my previous car. Not this particular one, but nonetheless, I kept talking about how I had a Buick Lacrosse, and lo and behold, there's a Buick Lacrosse. So I'm going to spend some time looking over this thing. And this particular one, that's a CXL, so that's like I think the mid-range model. So mine was black, and mine was CXS. So mine was fully loaded, and I think it had something like that was called a touring package. So it had some additional goodies in it. But man, I'm looking at this thing right now, and I have some serious nostalgia happening. So first of all, I think this is a beautiful looking car. It did look much better in black, and mine was a black on black interior. My rims were different, for sure. So what I was talking about earlier, see, this is like a standard rim and tire package. So mine were low profile, so I had a lot less tire, so the ride was messed up. Mine did have these lights in the mirrors. They serve like the duplicate turning signals. These things were kind of controversial. I mean, what's the point of this? I know where they were going with this, and I want to say I kind of liked them at the time, but looking at it now, like, I don't know. Like, first of all, why are they on the hood? If you're gonna go back to where Buick was before, you know, put the portholes, you know, put them here. I mean, you know, any place as good as this, because this just looks weird. But, you know, at the time I liked it, not gonna lie. It has the fog lights, okay. I did like that kink. See that over the wheel arch, whatever it's called? I like that. I know they're going back to like their styling of the past and all that goodness. So, but I do like it. This one has a pinstripe. My I don't believe had one. Let's see what else. Now it is locked. Oh, okay. So this is a tan interior. I don't know if I can go around to kind of look at it. No, well, yeah, so this is a tan interior, which I don't like. And this one doesn't have the nav. This one has got the basic stuff in there. Oh, okay. So it's also missing the heads-up display. That's where the controls would be. And I don't know what's up with GM putting these holes or leaving these holes. Cover it up. Put something else in there if you don't want to put the heads-up display. It doesn't have the steering wheel wood. But yeah, you know, just looking at this right now, kind of how the interior wraps around the driver, kind of creating this cockpit feel. I kind of like it. Now, I don't want to go back and buy another one of these, but at the same time, I can't help to notice that these are good-looking cars, at least for me. Now, look at this. It's got the hazy headlights. Not good. And my headlights would turn with the steering wheel. So these are fading, or at least on the passenger side. This Buick has also something that I didn't expect before, or I didn't see before. Look, on the windshield, it's like the black backing is coming off of it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow. So first I thought it was cracked, but no, the glass is fine. It's the black backing that's coming off. It's very strange. Let's see, and then this thing also has, let's see, is this a painted on? No, it's just stickered on. How do you get rust down here? It's like the paint is cracking. I guess there's some water that came through here. And this is before they colored their badges. So this is just a silver one. And yep, mine did have backup sensors in the back. They weren't covered like they are in a town car. So anyway, I know I'm just waiting and trying to pass the time. I don't know, I like this car. Maybe someday I'll come across it at the dealership and kind of do a full interior. And I wish I would have started making videos a while back. But yeah, this is a look at a Buick. Who knew? And my good old friend Lincoln LS, the Destructor, or the Destructee, whatever it's called. Oh my God, it's still here. Yeah, it's been like about a month. Oh, it's still got the emblem, which I would love to have. Look, hazy headlights again. Oh man, this headlight has seen better days. Now that I'm waiting, I can actually spend some more time looking at this thing. Bumper covers off. I mean, I'm just curious. What kind of an impact was this? Holy moly, look, the metal just snapped right off. And all this. Damn. United Red Towing Inc. Okay, I don't know why they had a need to lock it. I love that wood shifter. I love if I could just take it. Oh wow, okay. The back is open. Let's see. Can I get in here? Okay, so this side is open. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, you know, so this nav system, man, this is the same nav as it was in the town car. Look. So mine, Signature Limited, never came with this option but this was available, and I think it was the same nav. Interesting. These fake things. So, oh, okay, so this was the era where they started introducing cooled seats in Lincolns. The town car was a bit too late for that. And I don't know what year this is either. Look, it's got 117,000 miles. It's got the sunroof button was right here. Interesting. Obviously the battery's long dead. But man, I don't think I've ever seen up close and personal kind of this nav system. Huh. Wow. But this portion right here is kind of like on a town car. See? Got the rocker switch here. Yep, exterior. It's a little bit different, but it's the same. It's the same idea. So here you saw the introduction. I think they were trying to be edgy, putting the electronic brake in this OS. Nothing in there. The wood panel surprisingly is in good shape. Man. See, can I just twist this off? No. All right, what about two hands? No, I couldn't do it with two hands either. But anyway, you know, trying to vandalize a destroyed car. Look at me. Look how low I've sunk. Yeah, so there you go. I haven't been inside Lincoln LS before, so I might as well do it now. Better late than never. Let's see back there. Oh, the leather is surprisingly in good shape. You know, like especially on the bottom. It's got some creases in it, but nothing too bad. It got a little rip right there. And I wonder, oh, there you go. There's an ashtray in there. So I'm back at home with the latest update. Unfortunately, the light is still on. And I couldn't really film very well over there simply because, you know, the mechanic's head was right in there. He was going after a lot of different things. So here's the latest and greatest. The light is still on. He connected his scan tool. He has a fancy snap-on one. And it's still throwing the same code. Same code for this. After he messed around with it, readjusted something, this, and that, he said it's still throwing a code, but now it's throwing a code for the passenger side. So I don't know what else to tell you. So I asked him, dude, can you just deactivate? There's got to be some sort of a speaker that beeps, and can you just snip the wire, unhook it, whatever? So he dove underneath. He removed this panel. This panel actually just clips in, so if you pull on it, you can pry it off. And he was underneath there, and there's a computer box. And the noise is actually not coming from here, which it sounds like it is, but maybe that's how the noise travels. But it actually is coming from the computer right there. So he started unhooking some wires. He unhooked one, it did nothing. He did the other. Then he finally came across one that it did stop beeping. But lo and behold, while removing whatever wire he did, and the light was still on, but it stopped beeping, it locked the shifter in the park position. So you couldn't do that. And then it lit up this little light that says passenger airbag off. And for whatever reason on the display, it said trunk was open. So, which I'm actually opening my trunk to get some stuff out of there. So the bottom line is he found the wire, but that somehow there's interlocks upon interlocks. So I don't know why would it lock up the shifter, but I guess because there's, you know, the system detected a critical failure, and somehow it also corresponds with the trunk being open. So it lit up the little car symbol with the trunk open. So that wasn't an option. So the bottom line is, he said, you know, if I want to leave the car with him for a couple days, he'll keep at it, but that's not an option for me. I need my car. So here's what's going to happen. I will seriously order a passenger side seatbelt retentioner. So same, or tensioner, I should say. So same part as I already replaced. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it, but I'm going to spend another 200 some bucks and whatever he's going to charge me to replace it. And I'm going to give this one more shot. And if that doesn't help the problem, and by the way, he took the panel off. He looked at it, he said, well, you know, besides the fact that it's an original seatbelt, you know, same thing like this one was back when I replaced it. I mean, there's nothing, you know, visually wrong with it, but somehow the computer thinks that there's something wrong with this, and the scan tool confirmed it. So here we go again. I'm gonna have to wait a few more days. I'm gonna order it, well, maybe a week or more for me to receive it. I'm gonna post an update, and I'm gonna go there one more time. In the meantime, you know, I'm still carrying my headlights down there. I don't have any bids as of right now, and I got some groceries down here. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, if somebody wants the old headlights, if you guys know how to restore them, these are factory. You know, I know the shipping to ship this box, it's a big hassle. It's, you know, it's like the cheapest shipping is like $40. If it's going across the country, it's probably going to be like $90. So I don't know how many people will want it, but all right, well, thank you all for watching. I'll keep posting updates. I love this big trunk. As you can see, giant box with a bunch of groceries around and still plenty of room to go. So thank you all for liking, subscribing, and commenting. Thanks a lot for keeping me going. I'm at 139 subscribers as of today, so, you know, maybe we'll hit 140 soon. All right, thanks a lot.